let's quickly recap what we have said so far. Okay, welcome back. Okay, we have a question here that we should um, which of the following are geometric sequence? Okay, and for the one that are for the one that are geometric, give the value geometric. The C part is what I have here. Okay, the sequence is just decreasing by -4, -4, -4. Okay, in geometric, there's no decrease. There's always a constant number that will be a multiplier number that will be multiplying previous number to get the next one. Discuss common difference. Okay, common difference is what we discuss in arithmetic sequence or series, which is what HU minus A1. Okay, the second time minus first term, which must equal to third term minus the second term. Okay, so the difference between geometric series of sequence and arithmetic series of sequence is just that in geometric we divide. Okay, but in arithmetic sequence of series we subtract. Okay, that's just the difference between the two of them. Arithmetic, the D part. Okay, the D part, let me do that again. The D part is we have 2, 6, 18, 54, 162. The common ratio, that's what we use for geometric series or sequence, is second term over first term, which is 3. And this is also, which must also equal to the fourth term over the third term, also 3. So the D part is what? Is geometric. Is geometric. Okay, it's geometric. This one is arithmetic. This is arithmetic. This arithmetic. Let's go to the E part. 10, 5, 2.5, and it goes on like that. Okay. So if you look at this sequence, is decreasing. We're having half of the number as the next sequence. Okay, half of the number as the next sequence. Okay, so this is what A1 divided by 2 will give you the second 10. Second 10 divided by 2, you get the third 10. Okay, so this one is what? Is geometric. The common ratio is what? 10 over 5. No, that's 5 over 10, which is 1 over 2. Okay, or 2.5 over 5, which is also what? 1 over 2. That's 1 over 2. Okay, so is what? E is what? Is geometric. Is geometric. The F, we have 5, minus 5, 5, minus 5. Check this one. The common ratio for this one is what? Is minus 5 over 5, which is a minus 1. And it's also the same as the third term over what? Over the second term, also minus 1, and so on and so forth. It's also what? The F is also geometric. Is geometric. Is geometric. The G is also geometric. Okay, 3, 3, 3, 3. So second term over first term will give you 1. Third term over second term will give you 1. It's also geometric. We have this one, 4 minus 1. So we can, the common ratio will be equal to minus 1 over 4. Okay, which is also equal to what? 0.25 over minus 1. Okay, if you do that, it will give you 1 over 4. Okay, and then continue this one, minus 0.0625 over 0.25. Okay, it will give you minus 1 over 4. So is geometric. Before we have this question, continue the following series. for 3 more tens. For 3 more tens. Okay? First thing we want to look into, we want to look at the nth tens. Nth tens for geometrical progression, for geometric series, sequence. The nths are 10. Okay? It has this formula. You subscript n equal to the first term, a1. You can use a1 or you call it a times the common ratio exponent a minus 1. So this is the nth tens for geometric series or sequence, where a is the first term. Let's call it a1, where a1 is the first term. Okay, where r is a common ratio, and then n is the numbers of tens. N is the number of tens. Okay, n is the numbers of tens, and u subscript n is called the nth tens of that sequence. That's the general formula. The question we have: continue the following series for 3 more tens. Continue the following series for 3 more tens. We have the question A. We're going to look at that. 5, 15, 45. This is your first term, A1. This is the second term, and this is the third term. So want to generate A4. You don't know that. Want to generate A5, A subscript 5, and A subscript 6. The next 3 terms. Okay. You can use formula if you want to do that. You can use formula, and you can look at the pattern. If you look at the pattern, you can see there is a multiplier number. This is times 3 to get the next number. 5 times 3 will give you 15. And again, that same multiplier times 3 again will give you the next value. So I can continue in that pattern. Times 3 again, 45, times 3, that's a 15, that's a 12, 135. Again, times 3 again, I'll get the next one, times 3, this one times 3, 135 times 3 is going to give me 205, and then 205 times 3 also will give me 615. So you can check the pattern of that sequence and look for a multiplier number, okay? And that multiplier must be constant, okay? Look for a number, okay? That his number is what is being multiplied with. That is the one case. You can also use formula. You can use formula to get the next 3 times. You can use formula. The first one is a first term, second term, third term. Look at the nth term. This is the formula for nth term. Want to get a subscript 4, the fourth term. In that case, now n is 4, and that will be equal to what? A subscript 1, 4 minus 1, that's 3. A1 is what? Is 5. The common ratio is what? The common ratio for this case is 15 over 5, which is what? Which is 3. Or 45 over 15, which is also what? 3. Or 135 over 45, which is also what? 3. Okay? So times the common ratio, which is 3 to power 3. And that will give us what? 27 times 5. 27 times 5. That's 35 here. That's 135. Okay? 135 we've gotten there. Then you can also go on and get the fifth one. the fifth number, you subscript 5. That will be what? The formula will be what? First 10, n is 5 for fifth 10. That will be 5 minus 1. That's r to power 4. And that will be equal to what? My a is what? My a is 5. Okay. My common ratio is what? It's still 5. Okay. And then to power what? To power 4. My a is 5. My common ratio is 3. Common ratio is 3. Okay. Common ratio is 3. And that is what? 5 times 3 to the power 4. That's 81. So 81 times 5. Okay. That's a 4. That's a 405. That's a 405. That's a 405. Okay. Here, 135 times 3. I think we should check that one. 135 times 3. That's a 15. That's 0. This one is 405, not 205. Okay. So that's the fifth term. To get the sixth term, use 6. That will be a subscript 1, n minus 1. That's a 5. That's 6 minus 1. That's a. We have that. Your a is what? Our a is 5. Our common ratio is 3 to the power 5. Okay. And this will be 243 for a to the power 5 times what? Times 5. Okay. Let's check that. A to the power 5. That's 81 times 4. Okay, so 243 times 5. That's a 15. Mean 1, 21. That's a 12. That's a 12, 15 for this U6. So this one is a 12, 15. 12, 15 for the 6, 10. If you multiply 405 by 3, it's going to give you 1,215. Okay, so that's that on that case. That's that on that case. Okay, then you can now say the next 3 times. The next 3 times. The next 3 times are, the first one is what? The first one is 135, 405, 1215. And that finished that question. Okay, as you're coming in, just begin to type I. Okay, don't stop there. Click on the like button and begin to share the links of this video across your different platforms. If you are new on this channel, you are just coming in, you are fresh. Okay, subscribe straight away. Okay, don't stop there. Begin to type your questions. You can forward your fresh question. Okay, if you have a personal question, put it on the comment section. I'm going to respond to that. The B parts, put your answer in the comment section. For the C parts, we have 60, 30, 15, and it goes on like that. You can see this sequence is half of the previous value times 1/2, or divided by 2. Half of the previous value times 1/2. Half of the previous value. So the fourth time will be what? 7.5 times 1/2. The fifth time times 1/2. 7.5 divided by 2, or times 1/2. So that will be 3.75. Okay, so this is your A4. This is your A5. Then the last one times 1/2. So we have 1.875. That's your 610. So that's that on that. And at the same time, you can use your formula method to get the A4, A5, and A6. Okay. If you are new on the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Okay. Don't stop there. Begin to type your comments and share the links across your different platforms. Okay. Then the D parts. Let's look at the D parts. We have 1, comma 1 over 4, comma 1 over 16. Okay. So this is your A1, this is your A2, this is your A3. So if you look at the pattern, you realize that the denominator, we can make it this way. 1 over 1 for the A1, 1 over 4, 1 over 16. So you realize that the denominator is being multiplied by what? By 4. So this will be what? 1 over what? 16 times 4. That's 64. Okay. The next one again, the denominator times what? Times 4. That's 256. And lastly, 256 times 4. That will give you the what? The last one. That will give you the last one. The numerator is cos times 256 times 4. You type your comment and share the links of this video across your different platform. Share the links of these 4. We have 2 here. That's 22. That's 1024. So for the for that. So that's that for the D part. The D parts. So this is the answer: 1 over 64, 1 over 256, and 1 over 1024 in the comment section for the E part. And for the last one, before we go to the next question, we have this minus 2x squared, 4x cubed. This is your A1. This is your A2, the second term. This is your A3. Okay? So I'm going to use a formula to get the next 3 times. The first time is what? Is x. The common ratio is what? Is minus 2x squared over x. And that's what? Minus 2x. Okay? Which must also be equal to what? 4x cubed over minus 2x squared. Okay? That's also what? Minus 2x. So that's the common ratio. That's the common ratio. So, and that will be U4. We need in the fourth term. That's AR to power 3. Okay, you follow the formula. And that will be equal to what? My A is what? Is this. My R is what? Minus 2x to power what? To power 3. And that's equal to what? X times minus 2 to power 3 is minus 8. And then x cubed. So that will be x4. That will be minus 8 x to power 4. U5. The fifth term. My A is what? Is this. The common ratio is minus 2x. And then to power 4. And that will be equal to what? Minus 2 to power 4. That's 16. And then that will be 16 x4 times this one here, x5. That's the U5. The sixth one, the sixth term, that will be the first time is x. The common ratio is what? Minus 2x to power what? To power 5. And that will be equal to minus 2 to power 5 is minus 32. Minus 32. And then x5 times this one, that's x6. And that finished that question. Okay. And that will take us to another set of questions. That will take us to another set of questions. You're just coming in, just begin to say I. Say I. As you're coming in, just begin to say I. And if you're yet to subscribe, do it right now. Okay? And begin to share the links of this video across your different platforms. For the returning viewers, I want to say thank you for always coming on board. Okay? Begin to share the links of this video across your different platforms. Okay? Begin to type your comment also. Thank you for doing that. Let's see the next set of questions. This question, if 3, x and 9, if 3, x and 9 are the 3 terms of a geometric sequence, find the exact value of x. Okay? Find the exact value of x. B, the exact value of the fourth terms. Okay? What we are going to do in this case is very simple. We're going to use the knowledge of the common ratio to get that unknown. Okay? We have 3, x 9. Okay, the common ratio for geometric is what? That's what we're going to use. That's x over 3. That's this is HU, this is A1, first time, second time, and third 10. Must equal to the third time, which is 9, over what? Over the HU. So this is what we have now. This is the expression that is formed for these common ratio. Then cross multiply. Cross what? Cross multiply. So if you do that, we're going to have this one times this one. That's x squared equal to what? 3 times 9. That's 27. Okay. I think that is x squared over 3, x over 3, and then 9 over x. It's x squared. This is 27. Okay. So that's what we have. We have x squared equal to what? 27. Okay. Let's check if this one is x squared. Let's check that. Okay, that's what we have. That's what we have. The second 10 over the first 10, and the third 10 over the second 10. Okay. So x is equal to plus or minus root 27. Okay, which is equal to plus or minus 27 is 9 times 3, which is plus or minus 3 root 3. So that's what we have for that place. Okay, so the sequence now will now become 3 comma 3 root 3 for the plus 1, and then comma 9. The value of x is what? The value of x is what? Is 3 root 3 or minus 3 root 3. Okay, so that's the value of x. So we've done that. Then we want to get the exact value of the fourth term. The exact value of the fourth term. So that's what we want to get now. The exact value of the fourth term. Okay, and that will be U4. U4 is a fourth term, and that will be this is the formula we are using. A minus 1, that's equal to a subscript 1, 4 minus 1, that's R3 for the fourth term. Then begin to substitute your parameters. Your A1 is what? Your A1 is 3. Your second, your common ratio, let's get that. The common ratio, let's get that. Common ratio will be equal to what? Common ratio is R is equal to 3 root 3 over 3, which is what? Which is root 3. Okay, that's root 3. Okay, or minus 3 root 3 over what? Over 3. So the common ratio could be positive or what? Or negative. So these are the common ratio. So I will do just for one. You can also try for the second one and put your answer in the comment section. Okay. So the first time is 3. The common ratio is what? Root 3 to power what? To power 3. And that will be equal to U4 is what? U4 is equal to 3 times. This one will give us what? Root 27. Okay. And that's equal to 3 times 3 root 3, and that's 9 root 3 for that place. Okay. At this point, we'll go for a short break. Then we'll come back Okay. Well, thank you.